Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Alienware Awesome Cup Tournament Qualifier number 3. We are now in the semifinals, game 2 between Boom and Winfast Please. How do you feel about this forecourt?
I feel like we're commentating snooker all of a sudden.
I really don't know why.
I don't know either.
And the paint is dry. Let's go ahead and talk normally. So, we just finished the first game. The first game was really, really good. It was a lot of fun to watch, but it was also a bit one-sided. We had a factor of 3-1. It still didn't mean that it wasn't well played by both teams, but yeah, Boom definitely took it home in that game in a commanding fashion.
Yep.
Now, we've got Winfast Please thinking, okay, we've come this far. We're not leaving without getting a little bit farther. Let's at least try to bring this to a 3-game series. And on the other side, you got Boom thinking, let's just bring the pain. Let's finish the series here and now, get onto the semifinals, and call it for the ambitions of Winfast.
Dynamite.
Please. Yeah, let's bring on the dynamite. In this case, let's bring on game 2. The picks.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. So on Winfast Please, we've got Vinny and Spike, the Scoop of Justice, and Coco Nebulon. On Team Boom, we've got Coco Nebulon, Skoldir, and Froggy G. So we got the hoodest frog out of all the frogs here today. But
It's actually a swimming frog.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Forget what I just said. The only thing that's similar is the Cocos. The rest of it is different, but the application of the strategy, I think, is still roughly the same. Scoop's hammer is supposed to initiate, Skoldir's throw is supposed to initiate. Vinny's supposed to finish things off, and so is Frog. The difference is that Vinny takes a little while longer to pick up steam, and that Frog can get right out of the gate. He's got Dash NATO and does a ton of damage. Whereas Scoop can initiate safely from a distance, and Skoldir takes a little bit of threatening to get into the position that he needs to be in. And once he's in that position, he can work magic, but he needs to be there first. So it's going to kind of rely on a couple of things here, I think. Well, like when you're looking at this, what do you think?
I'm thinking a lot more old school in terms of their comp, like going back to the Awesome Night Invitationals 2 and 3, like 2 years ago now.
You're right. Skoldir Coco.
Yeah, well, that and the Frog. Like, they're all older champions or heroes because
Knots.
I mean, Knots. Yeah,
Thanks.
Sure. Because Scoop and Vinny, they definitely came out a little bit later. You know, they were both DLC, more or less. But now they've all been folded in, especially with the Starstorm peeps. But yeah, it's just Boom is feeling very nostalgic.
Boom is feeling nostalgic, but on Winfast Please, we got a sense of the new order, see? And I think that Winfast Please really wants to bring this to game 3.
Well, let's see who's gonna sleep with the fishes.
Who's gonna sleep with the fishes, if you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's bring on the game. Roll the footage. Or something like that, anyway. So here we are on Ribbit 4. And we've got the red team here being played by... actually, this is Team...
Winfast.
Yeah, it's Winfast Please. Well, I completely blanked. But he now playing the other sword knot that he likes so much on Scoop. Vinny and Spike being picked up by Mr. Fridge, and Mabel playing the Coco. So a very different lineup than we've seen in the past.
I'm curious if Ted actually got banned.
I'm pretty sure that Ted was banned. That would make sense. Or they just decided, you know what? No more Ted. We don't need it. Whoa, Paolo taking a little bit of damage. So Paolo playing your Coco on the blue team. We've got Blah playing your Frog. And finally, Skoldir being played by Kaio. So Kaio playing the Initiator as per usual. He likes his big tanky guys. He picks up, almost a kill there. Mabel just barely missing his fist of Icy Fury. And yeah, like 1 minute into the game, no Bloodlust yet, but usually when we have those like 1 minute bloodlusts, it's early as far as we can tell. It's
well,
not
yes,
the case
by
here.
default.
You know, when I said that, it sounded better in my head. It sounded better in my head.
It totally did. Yeah.
Well, as things start to shape up right now, the item picks seem fairly basic. Vinny going for dash boots. Basic abilities being picked up on Coco and Scoop. On the other team, basic abilities being picked up by Skoldir and Coco, and then Frog picking up Piggy Bank into Dash NATO and damage.
Yeah, I mean, the Piggy Bank is a very common pickup here on the Frog because you can get that early game damage. As you said, right out the gate, the Frog can be an absolute terror to deal with. And this is Ribbit. This is the home world of the Frog, and a lot of the architecture here.
Now, man. It's back in his hood now.
Yeah, no, so when you said, yeah, this is the most hood Frog, I was looking to see if he's actually Pimpin' G, but...
Nope, not this time. He is Grandmaster Splash. That's actually my favorite skin. That is my favorite skin, bar none.
When you're back at home, you gotta have the style.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta feel like the king.
I don't know. Those fins look pretty cool. Plus, he's supposed to. The skin's based off of Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps is the most decorated Olympian to date in terms of gold medals.
Unimpressed.
You should be impressed. Anyhow, so we're going into this. The throw misses out. Mabel's going to end up picking up another kill and gets dashed instead. So still no Bloodlust. Solar currently in favor of the blue team, but only because of Piggy Bank, really. The rest of the time, like the rest of the Solars, more or less evened out. Dash coming out. Paolo taking a lot of damage. Kaio looking to fend off his foes with his fists of fury. That was a pretty good alliteration. I'm proud of that.
Congratulations, sir. You passed.
Yes, I passed rudimentary English.
Now, the last time we saw Ribbit, I believe we had a gnaw on it, and this time, no such luck. So everybody is really just kind of sticking together. They're traveling as a pack, not really doing a lot of split. It's really just kill comp versus kill comp right now.
And this might be one of those lineups where it's a little bit, where the lineups are a bit greedy, but it's not as greedy as we saw before. And we can see that because we have the tanky characters that can come back from being stomped a little bit harder. They have a bit more resilience. They can survive being behind a little bit. Oh, but he gets thrown, gets nadoed, gets dashed. He takes a lot of damage, and he goes down to Blah and his mutant ninja worms. Now, Mr. Fridge taking a bit of harassment. Coco might be in the wrong spot as well, but Mabel gonna just safely lightning ball and back off, stay at a distance. So that's going to be your Bloodlust kill at the 3-minute mark in favor of Team Boom.
We didn't see that, Mabel, I swear.
No, not
not at all, yeah.
No.
Paulo comes in, throws down his own ball of justice, and does get rewarded with that 400 damage notifier. But now Mabel has to deal with a little bit of gankage. It's a really sweet
well-placed
ball right
lightning
there.
ball.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Bullseye. That was actually quite cool. Now, if it bounced on the other side and knocked people into turrets, that would have been super cool.
Yeah, Mr. Fridge actually tempted the waters there of the Solar Boss, picked himself up that 500, but took a few too many licks to it. Now, there's a few different ways that you can do a Vinny, but so far today, the favored way in the tournament has been this opening build of try to kill everything at the beginning.
And so far, that might that's costing them dearly as
the dash
another
into
kill.
the boots is what I was eventually going to get to, but he died, so let's not.
Let's just. Yeah, he ends up getting killed, and now he's got a bag full of goldfish as an upgrade, which is good. It's going to help his farm.
I think that's the #1 first upgrade in our tournament. For Vinny.
The bag full of goldfish? Absolutely. Yeah. And it's easy to see why. It's his only damage upgrade on Dash that increases his damage against droids, which allows him to farm and last hit better. Chrome File no longer works on droids. It's only worked on Awesome Knots since patch 2.7, so it's not exactly super old, new news or anything, but it is a thing, and you need to keep that in mind. A bag of goldfish does a really good job of hitting everything.
That juke.
Yeah, that juke was real. So that's the same reason that Blah picked up his damage upgrade. So Mr. Fridge is going to end up going down to a judicious application of left click and lightning ball out of Paolo, and that's going to be another kill in favor of Team Boom. So now they're sitting at 3-0, 5 minutes into the game.
And just like what we saw in game #1, very commanding stuff. No deaths as of yet. It took a good while for WinFast Please to put a kill up on that board, but overall, I mean, Boom, they're getting these kills, they're keeping up their map pressure, they're farming out the jungle relatively well. Solar is clearly in their favor, and that tower is now just a little under half.
And it's not looking good already, but it's definitely one of those things that they can turn around if they go for the right builds. In this case, he getting thrown again. Skoldir proving to be more than a match for this. We
got the return kill. Mabel with that ball.
Yeah, and Mabel with the ball and the humiliation out of the droid. So at least they got something back in return, but a droid got it. So the Solar must have dropped down on the ground, and the blue team ended up picking it up. So it wasn't it was a loss in all told, but it wasn't like a complete gain on
it wasn't as
on WinFast Please. Exactly. So the return kill not proving to be as important as it could have been.
Now, we've seen Frogs actually do some really fun stuff before. That burst, that actually should be a kill on top of Mabel. Yeah, no way he's going to get through that thick wall of man-meat called Scold here. But La right now does have quite a bit of cash under his pocket. Look at that. He's here, this is what Frogs do, especially on the Ribbit map. I mean, we've seen Frogs in this tournament, slippery fellows. They don't die easy, but if they can get that damage off the bat, and now 6 minutes in, he has 3 kills and a tower under his belt. He's going to become, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Everybody wants to be such a player, like, can't you see? Like, he's such a Frog right now.
Isn't that like a Spice Girl song?
Nope, that's Froggy G's theme, actually.
Everyone wants to be the Froggy G?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Spice Girls,
Everybody
Froggy
wants
G.
to be such a
They
player.
all look
Can't
the
you
same.
see? Yeah, obviously. So Froggy G is the missing Spice Girl then, is what you're saying. Froggy Spice. Froggy Spice.
Spicy G.
So, okay, a couple of upgrades coming out. Kyo picking up Snare Quakes and Boots and Stun Punch. Frog now has almost maxed out his damage. He's 240 solar off of that. And we got Superconductor
terrifying.
rank 1 being picked up on Paolo. On the red team, the only new things to really come out that are worth noting are the cooldown and the Twisted Lance on Scoop. That's it. Just look at the solar difference between these two teams already. This is mortifying.
2, 7, and 3. Yep, 1,200 solar.
Yeah, it's
more or less.
It's a lot. It's going to be difficult for the
More
comeback.
now.
Blah picking up another kill. So this is looking really good. Hey, almost done. That punch just barely missing. Mr. Fridge now getting blazed, getting balled, getting dashed. Down he goes, but Blah is going to end up going down too, but at what cost?
We actually evenly traded there.
We did, but
well, okay, almost evenly. The turret got a kill.
Yeah, the turret got 2 kills.
Okay.
Yeah, the turret got 2 kills.
Sorry, not so even, but
MVP
either way,
team,
kills
turret.
on both sides.
That turret right there. That turret right there is the MVP. I'm going to call him Ron.
Ron the MVP.
Ron
You ever seen Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron
Everything
Swanson's
he does
fantastic.
is an award winning.
I just
attitude.
He is my idol. His mustache is almost as manly as my beard.
Let's not get into that.
But here's the deal. His mustache alone is not what makes him as manly as he is. Anyway, so punches, lightning balls coming out. Kyo looking for an opportunity to get in on somebody here. He gets dashed instead, gets out the stun punch. He gets thrown into the turret. Mabel's just barely going to survive whatever he's going through. He's now maybe in a bad spot. He eats a blaze. He's really low. Mr. Fridge taking a dash, taking a lightning ball. He's going to end up going down. Mabel now extremely low and is going to have to back off. So will Kyo. Kyo now running for his life. Mabel wants to go in, but that's not going to end up happening. We got Blah and Paolo looking to just threaten to kill her instantly if she goes anywhere too close to their friend. This is not looking good.
Yeah, Blah's actually just going to start whittling away again at this tower. Mabel is, there for the defense, but not really too much that she can do. Paolo's the only one that actually can get behind that turret just like that. But
oh my God, that was close.
Ooh, the vulnerability frames came out strong there.
If that had hit for actual reals, that would have been dead. The frog was there.
No, there's no bull damage on Paolo, so it wouldn't have been a kill.
Well, it would have been because it would have knocked him right into the frog.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I totally
that teamwork was there.
Yeah, no, that would have been a kill, 100%.
So one thing to keep in mind here is just how, like the makeups here. Skoldir is really bringing the pain against the Scoop, but it's not just that. The Blaze is also doing a huge number on everybody on the opposite team. 2 melee characters and a character who has to dash to do most of his damage right now. He's really sunk his costs into dash damage. He hasn't gone into fish gun, which might be a better way to go in this case. He's got chrome file and bag full of goldfish, so that's 360 solar that he spent on an ability that will kill him in the long run. It's really difficult to say that that was an excellent use of his solar. Like it's I can understand where it'll be useful, and if they can get off the initiation that they want, like if they can get lightning ball or snare into blaze, and then he can dash it, then yes, that could work. But Mr. Fridge, really vulnerable to being picked off right now, and his item upgrades are not helping. So he going down to...
You talk about Mr. Fridge getting wiped out. Oh, well, he got preceded by the pistachio knife.
Yeah, and like everybody's getting picked off here. So that's going to be another double kill for the blue team as they now move into put that to good use. They're taking out the solar boss now. NATO damage, dash damage, shots, everything. Everything goes down.
I think we've seen a solar boss on stream.
Yep, that's true. But that's going to be another 60 solar in their pockets, cementing the lead that they've already had even further. And just, wow, that difference. 1,100, 700, almost 800, and 1,000 to 1,500, 1,800, and another 1,500. And another turret. And a throw that just barely missed.
About 1,800 overall.
Yeah, it's scary. Out comes Lightning Ball. It's going to end up hitting Mr. Fridge, who then dashes back into it. But the NATO comes out. It's going to be enough to end up killing him and who manages to get the last hit with a punch.
Why would they engage when Mabel's back at home? I mean, come on, guys. Communicate.
I think the frustration
Give up the tower.
In at this point.
It likely is. I mean, they got all the way here to the round of 8, those quarterfinals, and now they're down 1-0 in a very one-sided game. I mean, it all comes down to mind games. Like, if you're not used to the big tournament settings like that, when you're on edge, when you're on tilt, it will affect your play.
Absolutely, and I can understand how you could get angry in this situation. Like, Vinny currently sitting 0-6, Scoop 0-5, Coco 0-2.
Wait, all the turret kills?
They're all turret kills. Every single death has been a turret kill and an
Can we go awesome then?
Yes.
I mean, you got deaths, but they're not attributed to the other team.
Well, I know that the
Can
stats.
you go?
The online stats allow you to get a killing spree if you get killed by droids or turrets. Like my longest killing spree is with Clunk at 13 online, and I know I died in that match, but I died to a turret. So apparently that counts.
I'd be very interested to see at 15 if they get 15. Never mind. There we go. Never mind.
Yep. Now they got
1 for 1. All the Coco's going down.
Yeah. Every Coco hit the floor, and now it's just Skoldir and Frog and Scoop and Vinny. And it's just going to bounce off each other. They're going to be fine.
Yeah, a little bit of farming is now going to be ensued. But, I mean, even after that kill on top of the Coco, Coco's not even the breadwinner. In fact, the Coco from Boom is actually the, I don't know, bread loser? What do you call last place for the the poor man of the team.
Yeah, the poor man of the team. Like, what they really needed to kill was the Frog, because he's the one with the killing spree.
Right, and they didn't get that.
And yeah, they didn't get that yet.
So the point is, I mean, the Coco's traded out, right? But the Coco isn't the driving force. We've seen that before, though. Where, like, you know, Buckets is a great example. He was so much farther ahead in terms of solar than his team that if you killed him, you took a lot out of the battlefield. So even after we trade out 1 for 1, when you're down and you can trade out, it's great because you're technically getting more out of it. Even then, WinFast Police are still very much on the defensive, and we just saw Mabel actually drop. She just resurrected.
Yeah, and she's having a really rough game right now between Throw, Blaze, Dash, and Snarequake, right? Like I mentioned, Snarequake was out there. Now we've got Fist damage coming out, Oily Spray on Tan for the throw as well. So as soon as Skoldir gets the throw off, he can start carry punching. He does that much damage with it. It's frightening. Couple that with Coco's double slow upgrade build that she has on Blaze. This is not looking pretty. Like,
double slow means you're not moving.
Exactly, and it's throw into Blaze. That is the APL 1 combo that ended up winning that tournament, and it's that all over again. Like, this is
the hardcore CC combo, man.
Yep, and here it comes. Mr. Fridge can't run away. The Scoop can't run away. Blah manages to get another kill there, and then the Scoop gets killed as well. So that's gonna be a 3-man wipe. Just that Blaze is so painful with everything else, and even though Coco ended up dying, it didn't really matter because the entirety of the blue team was still there to finish off the damage. Like, they have damage. So, yeah, Coco goes down, no big deal. She already blazed. She already did her stuff in the fight. We're going to get a team win.
Looking at the death counter here, though, I mean, Paulo from Boom, 4 deaths. 7 kills, great, but 4 deaths. Majority of the deaths have actually been her on her team.
Yeah, well, she's been 4/5 of it.
Yeah, 4/5. But as you said, you get out that Blaze, you get out that slow, you already set it up. Doesn't really matter if you go down, and it's almost like the consolation prize here from WinFast because they're able to trade out, but they're trading out on the poor man again.
Yeah, and it's not the one they want to kill.
Right.
They need to kill the Frog. They need to kill the Skoldir. Especially if Skoldir gets another kill, it's going to be a really juicy target. But he's proving difficult to kill. He's now got Heal Punch on his 3rd fist. And Frog now sitting with 2 ranks and pills, maxed out dash damage, tweeters, speed, shield. Like, he's going to be hard to kill. And Coco's got double pills and both ranks of superconductor. And out come the punches. The throw's going to hit as well, but Skoldir might have to back off. We got Block going in for the actual tweeters damage, and Coco doing the same. Paolo going to end up getting Mabel with a well-placed lightning ball that I didn't even see coming. Dash going to be good enough. Blah's going to get the kill onto He, and the only one left alive is the Vinny, who's woefully underprepared for this. Like, he's got Silence on the Cloud. He gets thrown, he gets dashed, he gets NATO'd. Down he goes.
You say Silence of the Cloud? I was just like Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Clouds. Yeah, well, it's unfortunate because unlike the movie, it turned out to be useless.
WinFast Please. A really good team that we've seen multiple times on stream, but they've met their match here with Boom in a 2-0 in the quarters, which means that we will say goodbye to them, and we will say hello to Boom in the semis, 1 game series away from joining the rest of our qualifiers.
And they've earned their spot, absolutely. Like,
next Saturday?
Boom? Yeah, next Saturday.
Right.
Yeah. And Boom has earned their spot. As far as I'm concerned,
yeah, they're 1 game series away.
Yeah, they're 1 game series away from it, but they are looking really, really good. These past 2 games, like, we know that WinFast Please can do good work.
We've seen them do good work.
Yeah, and today even, they've done some really excellent games. But just when a Skoldier can afford to go carry deer against your team,
that's a bad
sign. The Coco going double slow was a really good way to shut down the Vinny, and we saw it there. Like, Vinny was 0-8. He could not get near the fight without dying practically instantly because that slow just stopped him from moving. He just couldn't do a thing. And Frog was all over them like a cheap suit. So it was a triple-decker, like, triple threat thing where all three of them were dangerous, all three of them got farm, and everybody on the other team was, like, just countered. Vinny couldn't move. Scoop couldn't get close without getting thrown, and Coco would get snared. And it was brutal. And that was that.
The Skoldier counter to Vinny, the Coco counter to Vinny, they worked out extremely well. We've seen this, in some of our previous matches where it's just like almost at draft, you can say that, well, you have a really decided advantage going into this.
And in this case,
keeping Vinny out, my goodness.
Yeah, keeping the Vinny out, but also having just the Skoldier on top of the Scoop. The Scoop was ineffective
majority of the time.
The majority of the time, yeah. And there were times when the snare would land, but it wasn't enough, and the snare wasn't long enough to make it worth it, and Boom just won.
They did, which means that they move on again to the round of 4, effectively named the semis. And when we return, we will actually start out with our semi coverage, the first game of Mystery Team A versus Mystery Team B, because we're not going to tell you.
Oh, I like surprises. Oh, fine then, don't tell me.